What's up, fellow monkey wrenchers? It's your boy Monkey Mike back again. It is Tuesday morning. Beautiful day here in Arizona, nice and sunny. We're going to start seeing 70s again here soon. I'm very excited. Trying not to let this being stuck in my house crap get me down. So we're just going to get at these projects and start knocking them out. I do have the Cube's new engine is actually out in front of the house. Maybe we'll take a look at that later. Maybe we won't. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Birds are chirping and I'm in a good mood, so let's just keep it going there. We got the pistons in. I got the pistons in. I don't know why I say we all the time, which means also the crankshaft is in. So the main bearings and the connecting rods are done. We did use the awesome assembly lube. I do really like this stuff. You can get it at any auto parts store. CRC makes good product, and the Moly graphite it works fine. It's not like it's for break-in. It's just to have something to move around. I also put Marvel Mystery Oil a little bit. So I just take the cap, right? Fill the cap up, dump it in. Fill the cap, dump, right? And then I put the crankshaft bolt on and I cycle it through. Like I let it sit a little bit, but I cycle it through so that the cylinder walls get all nice and lubed up. They are all cross-hatched. I did use the honer. Again, all this stuff you can see it online. Everyone else has done it so many times. I don't see the point in wasting your guys' time showing you every little thing. We do have the light here so I can show you the cross hatching that got done. I think it turned out good. You can't even really tell which direction it goes. I mean, besides in the circle, but yeah, it turned out pretty good. So yeah. And how I did that was real simple. You just put that in the drill, which is right there, and then do it 4 times and go from there. Bearing assembly, it's really simple. You just take it off the stuff, put it on the stuff. Everything has a special keyway deal, so it only goes one direction anyways. Piston ring collapser, and then you just tap it in with the dead blow. I mean, it's really quite an easy process. There's nothing special about how I do it versus how anyone else does it. I do always have the crankshaft pointing all the way at the bottom, so I just tap them all the way down in there, and that exposes the bolts or nuts or whatever makes them easy to do. You can see the torque wrenches over there. Now this is something I did do, is knowing I'm going to beat the holy crap out of this engine, I did torque everything down just a little bit more. So where normally the mains are at 47, I did them at 50. And then the connecting rods, I believe, are at 40, or something like that. I just added a couple more foot-pounds. That's it. I think I did them at 43, if I remember right. I could look it up and tell you if it really matters that much, but it doesn't to me. So I'm waiting on the head gasket to show up. I did decide to go with an MLS versus using that one because if I'm putting all this work into it and I'm going to beat the holy crap out of it, I don't want the head to lift off and blow the gasket out. Now, I did hear that the Miata head studs are actually really, really good, and they handle all sorts of abuse. So we're actually going to run the stock head studs versus even getting new ones, mainly because this engine didn't look like it really got put through its paces too much. I did use the plastic gauge on the crankshaft. I do have the footage, so I may put it up right here. If I don't, I will tell you that they are just on the tail end of being within spec. I would say they're at the 15 thousandths area, and that is Miata spec is like 7 millionths to 14 thousandths, I believe, and they're definitely right in there. I could have used a little bit better method if I wanted to know exact, but they were 1.5 or no 0.0015. So that's fine to me. I'm not going to deck it or do anything like that. I'll probably just keep cleaning this off a few times. Things like you can see the mystery oil still on right here. All right, so I may just come through and kind of wipe it down, and then I'll clean it off again with some acetone or something, and then do it again. But this also protects the metal so it doesn't flash rust at all while we are waiting for, and look how dirty that is. All right, it didn't look like that before. So, but I'll probably just keep doing this until it's super shiny and nice and clean. Otherwise, I need to wait for that. I can assemble the bottom part of the block. That's, get the oil filter on, get the oil pump on, water pump on, and I'll probably start doing that stuff. I may even put the oil pan back on now that we have that in there. Everything's all cleared out. We put the oil pickup and all that junk. I did put the squirters back on. So at the bottom of the pistons there, it does have oil squirters that squirt up into the bottom of the cylinder walls. And that's how it keeps the underside lubricated. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, I don't know. I really don't have much else. So let me see what I get back to. If I don't, because I guess I will edit this properly. And for some reason I don't, I'll see you guys soon. But yeah, I guess I'll probably do more, film some more, show you guys some more, and get this stuff put on. And I guess there's things I could be doing today instead of sitting here taking forever. I do need to get the cube going too, so I'd like to get. I'd like to have the transmission on. I mean, I could do all that without having the head on, technically. We'll be back. And I'm back. So a whole bunch of the day went by, and rather than record anything, I actually got some work done. So I cleaned up the whole bottom of the engine here. You can see I have that on. It's just sitting there actually. And got this all nice and cleaned up. Ooh. Now this was rough. This took me way longer than it should have. So this will go back in there. That's all cleaned up now. Woo. But man, look at this pan. I don't know if you guys remember how nasty it was. You can actually see little bits where I wasn't able to get fully clean, but it was basically, it looked like that the entire pan. There's just all this junk and stuff, and I'm so glad to be done with it. I think I'm going to try to snug that up a little bit more, mainly because I do believe I had to use pipe thread to get it to quit leaking, and I think it actually was still leaking. So I am going to snug that up a bit more. I may pull it off and put like one of those washers on it. I think this one sent a crap ton of these washers. And I have no idea what this big one right here is for, but I'm pretty sure. Oh no, nope, never mind. I was hoping maybe it was the same diameter. It's actually a little bit smaller. But anyway, I'll find something if I need to for it to butt up in there the rest of the way. I think it seals right now, but I want to be certain, and it doesn't hurt to take it off and put a little bit. In fact, rather than using the pipe thread sealant, I think that was the problem. And then, because that's what's on there is the PTF stuff, PTFE or whatever it's called. Basically, it's just silicone. And instead, we're going to use this guy here, which I got the little bag on and it's sitting in there, so that's keeping it from drying out. But yeah, this is where I'm going to pause for the night. Oh, wow. Guess some of that stuff that I must have thought, that's weird. Whoops. I thought those were metal shavings. There definitely was quite a bit of metal shavings, but that's not where I thought it was. Interesting that it's got this weird little. Oh, no, it's for the dipstick. Edit that out. Not really. I'll leave it in. But yeah, everything's nice and clean. Got all the silicone stuff out of there, and there's a little bit of staining and whatnot. I'm not that worried about cleaning it super crazy 100%. It looks fine to me. I need to loosen those. Right now I am cleaning all of these, and that's going to be the oil pan bolts, because they were disgusting. And there's actually still a crap ton more in there. They're really nasty. They've got lots of silicone and stuff in the threads, and they're just gross. So I'm going to get those cleaned up. And then we've got this stuff here. These are for either side of this. And, they go in that cavity there. I need to install this one here. So that's actually probably what I'll do next. That way it's on and ready. And that's going to be this guy, which holds the rear main seal. So, realistically, you could put the rear main seal in outside of here you're just going to have to make sure that you slide it over. But that means that the flywheel is not in the way. So that is an easier way to make sure that you get this all installed nicely and not past this little lip. Because it just rounds right over. There's nothing to stop it. So you can just put it on a flat surface. But that's not going to help either because that's not exactly flat, I guess. So, yeah, that's that. There's the rear main seal deal. So it goes on the other side of that. And that was one of the things that I think was leaking, was this actual seal right here versus I thought it was the rear main itself. I don't think the rear main was actually leaking. I know the front main was leaking. We got that taken care of. I got that taken care of. That's all done there. Man, that's crazy how much light comes in that window because at night, it's just like it's like there's no light in here at all. There's a lot more shadows. Usually when I show you guys stuff, there's no shadow on anything. So I got the brand new water pump on. This water pump is an upgrade from the old one. Where's the old one? The old one's right here. Now how it's an upgrade is these cast ones. As you can see there, they take a beating from the water. And over time, the actual fins themselves will break off. And because that happens in here too. You kind of see it. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah. It erodes the actual fin. So this one here is a little bit thicker stainless steel. And I guess I could have shown you guys before I put it on. My bad. And then this here I'm modifying as well. So I'm going to tap this for a plug. That'll probably be like 1/8 MPT. And that will give me something that I can burp with that's further out because you can just hold the hose up. You know what I mean? And just sit there and let it burp out. That could be a useful tool, even though there is one of those on the back of the head right here, and that actually is the highest spot up, so that does help. That's kind of just a neat thing about this. And I may change that to be something easier to get to, because this is a real pain behind the engine. It sits in the very, very back here, and it's all the way up against the firewall. It sucks. So I also took out this water line right there, and I think I'm just going to fill that with the JB Weld putty stuff, and we'll test it, see how well it holds up to water. Should hold up just fine. It's just going to be coolant. I might not. I might go take it to one of the local welder and just tell him to fill it full of aluminum. I bet even the machine shop probably has a welder that can do that. So just fill up that hole. I may try to find a plug. I do have some pretty big taps, so I guess I'll check those taps I bought. And when I bought the one for the 10AN, which I believe is 1/2 inch MPT, I know it came with ones that were a little bit bigger. And so that actually might fit that hole right there, because that looks kind of like 1/2 inch already. So if so, we'll just put a plug on that. And then we don't have to worry about running that hot line that goes along, the turbo and then to the firewall, which goes to the heater core. We don't run any of that stuff. So that'll alleviate a lot of just how the water runs. So by having the water coming from the back here, and it only will be here, I now have this plugged. I'm pretty sure I already siliconed the crap out of it, but I'll probably take it off and make sure. I think the threads on this might actually be different. It's a really bad angle. Let me see if I can find that light. So, there it is. No, yeah. Alright, so this one right here, I believe that's actually a different thread than the one that's in there. But I did silicone the crap out of that. And so that means I tighten it a lot too. So I guess we'll just figure out whether that leaks or not. If it does leak, we'll take it off, and I'll just put a cap on it because I do know with a thread pitch of that. And like I said, I'll cap this here, and on this side here, you can see that better now. But yeah, I'll either cap it or weld it. Probably cap it. Yes, timing stuff. So I do need to go get a new bolt because this one right here is really, really, really bad. Yeah, you can see where it's broke off. So that's how it came out of the water pump right there. So I would have had to get a new water pump anyways, or tap that one out. And with timing stuff, I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to tap stuff out. So I do have a good bolt right here. I'll just take that up to the hardware store, go get one of those, and then we can start putting the timing stuff on. We have the ITM kit right there, same brand that we use for the rings. Should work just fine. There was no issue before. It was fairly new timing kit, but I didn't really care. The belt did have a small amount of stretch on it, so I wanted to get away from that. The only reason I'm not doing this right now is because I have to do everything all in one shot, so I have to be really, really quick about it. And the reason why is because this is flanged on that side, and if I don't put silicone down around this whole thing, sit this down, silicone this too, okay, so silicone that, tighten that down, hand tight, and then, actually no, I'd have to torque this one off and just hope that it's sealed right, because I had to put the oil pan on immediately. Right, so the only way that I might get away with putting the silicone on that side would be if I bolted this down first. But being that I had to put the oil pan on and I had to put this stuff on and to put silicone on here, so it's not that big of a deal. It does take a very small amount of torque. But the way that you're supposed to use RTV is you got to let it sit for an hour and then you go and tighten it down all the way. Right? So I can't pull this back up, period. Once it's down, that's it. Everything is sealed in the bottom. Everything, can't get to it no more. So, yeah. Again, it is the oil pickup. I don't expect to have any problems with it. I think I'm just going to cut out another gasket. And the reason why is because I screwed up and I'd put it on earlier. And forgot that I had to put the windage tray on. So, lesson learned on that one. Make sure you put on your windage tray and all your stuff in your gasket at the same time. Thankfully, it is a very small gasket, and I do have the gasket roll stuff. I'll get on this crap tomorrow. I don't feel like doing it right now because it's more work. And then I also got to do the rear main seal. Like I said, I'll do this first because in order to put the oil pan on properly, that has to be on. So, a couple more steps, and then I'm gonna be ready to go. That's not a broken bolt, is it? Oh no, it's a guide pin. Okay. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.